There was a press release from the White House. They said they want to achieve everybody vaccinated and every country at least 70%. 70%. So they're trying to find ways to achieve their goal.
Going back to history, that's where the discrimination of cannabis came from.
Yes.
Because a lot of Mexicans was bringing hemp to the U.S. They used to make cloth, plastic, clothes, even biodiesel.
They should know the metes and bounds. They should have their deeds. They should know where to get this information.
And when Nasri speaks about, that we're already behind the education system, there are some schools that they were moving in a good direction.
How can we mold boys into good men? Society in crisis.
That's the game with the road. We probably now with bloody politicians we play that game there and think everybody fool. Tell everybody what you do, and if you get money, share it with me now. Share it. But
you think they understand?
Most of them don't even know where they go on. That's the game with the road. We probably now with bloody politicians.
Society in crisis.
So they're trying to find ways to achieve their goal. There was a press release from the White House. They said they want to achieve everybody vaccinated and every country at least 70%. 70%. So they're trying to find ways to achieve their goal.
Going back to history, that's where the discrimination of cannabis came from.
Yes.
Because a lot of Mexicans was bringing hemp to the U.S. They used to make cloth, plastic, clothes, even biodiesel.
They should know the metes and bounds. They should have their deeds. They should know where to get this information.
And when Nasri speaks about, that we're already behind the education system, there are some schools that they were moving in a good direction.
How can we mold boys into good men? Society in crisis.
That's the game with the road. We probably now with bloody politicians we play that game there and think everybody fool. Tell everybody what you do, and if you get money, share it with me now. Share it. But
you think they understand?
Most of them don't even know where they go on. That's the game with the road. We probably now with bloody politicians.
Society in crisis.
So they're trying to find ways to achieve their goal.
Or sweeps, all with flat screen television.
There was a press release from the White House. They said they want to achieve everybody.
Good night, everybody. Good night again to a pleasant Tuesday. It's a lovely Tuesday. We're here live in the studio, 18th October 2022, and we have an awesome show lined for you. It's a topic that is something I've touched on it before, but there are certain areas that I really feel we need to get into. I want to say pleasant good night to listening on the radios. So thank you very much, all of you. Maximum TV, Maximum Radio, and all their outlets. I want to thank all of you watching on the Zenaida Moya Show, the Facebook page, YouTube channel, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitch. Good night, good night, good night, everybody. And I want to thank all those who are behind the scenes. So we have a topic here that I feel, I have touched on it before, and it has to do with toxic relationships. But what I've noticed is the increase in what I have been seeing, playing out. I've seen an increase playing out when it comes to toxic relationships, and it has gotten at a point where it is very dire. It is very dire, and we really need to ensure that, we see the telltale signs. We see the signs beforehand. There's different things I'll be touching on, right? There's a short little video I'll be showing you, I think a little 3-minute video, and I have 2 photos that I will show you as part of, my prop, just to zero in on certain things. And I want you guys to watch it because, these are just, I'm gonna show the video. It will be, almost comical, but then while it may seem comical or even foolish, we're gonna zero in and we're gonna discuss further so that we can look what's happening, because 2022 is definitely not what we saw years before. You understand? It's definitely not what we're seeing, in the 90s. We're not seeing that, From then on, I think there has definitely been a decrease in how relationships, have been looked at favorably. And there's a lot of factors that go into that, all right? A whole lot of factors. We look at the fact that these individuals are, just really hurting themselves. So again, let's look at this quick little video. I want to zero in and then discuss it. Again, I know for all of you watching on television, if you want to make a comment, you have to join in the chat, all right? And so just note that. But for a great extent, enjoy it. Enjoy watching it on TV, even those watching it on Facebook who don't join in. I definitely think that you will appreciate this. So, Kelvin, go ahead and let's see the video. It's very short, but just watch it. All right?
I've never been here. Thanks so
and you
much
can
for
just show
agreeing to
it
meet
fully.
me now. My schedule's
You can
so
show
crazy.
it fully.
Good morning,
All right?
beautiful.
All right.
Good afternoon. I was just saying I had never been to this restaurant, and it seems
on?
really nice. What you doing? I am actually talking right now, as a matter of fact, to you. That's cool. Yeah, that is cool. So, what do you like to do? Man, so much, too much to name. Could you try to name them? You'll find all that out as we get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Well, what are you looking for out of dating? Are you wanting to be married with children? What do you want? Was it that hard of a question? Well, I guess that is the end of that. Yeah, my bad. Wow, I had some things come up. So, what you doing?
Are you serious?
What you mean?
You're serious.
What's the problem?
The problem is you disappeared. And I'm sorry, that's not the way I communicate.
Look, I don't know what type of dudes you used to, but I got a lot going on. I'm a photographer. I promote parties. I'm running for city council. I got a plumbing business. I throw boxes at FedEx. I sell a little bit of dick on the side. I got ambition, and if you can't handle that, you know what I'm saying, let me know.
No, I appreciate a man with goals, don't get me wrong. But I also appreciate a man who puts in the effort to get to know me.
Oh, so this ain't effort? That's what you saying? I ain't putting in the work? I don't mean no harm, but I don't even think you the female for me. Man, you wear suits to dates. Man, I already knew you was one of them females. Want a nigga to bend over backwards? I'm only one man, sweetheart. I can't do it all. I ain't even worried about nothing. I got a beard. It just grew stronger fooling with you. And I know you see these eyes, you know what I'm saying? I think we just need to go our own separate ways, you know what I'm saying? Go be perfect and not need a man for nothing. Bye. Hey, what you doing? I missed you. Send me a pic.
Yeah. So okay. All right. So the video, we have a little delay, so I'm not really seeing what and what. But yeah, that pretty much is what I wanted to show you with this video. It might seem very silly, and that's the whole point of it, but to show that there's no depth in relationships anymore. There's not much depth. There's people are going into relationship and either they don't have anything up here to even share, or they simply, are persons who are narcissistic, who just are thinking about themselves and not the relationship and what they can take and share in the relationship. Having said that, what we just saw just now, we have a lot have to do with it. We're now in a technological age, a social media age, where everything is instantaneous. Everything is instantaneous. With the drop of a hat, you can be in a relationship or out of a relationship. Sometimes you find out you are out of a relationship on, by just a tweet or an Instagram photo showing your other half, with someone else. A message on WhatsApp showing that, hey, we're no longer together. I want out of the relationship. Everything is instantaneous. A quick video, a quick photo on Facebook, a blast on Facebook. Everything is instantaneous, and it has definitely contributed to the toxic relationships that we have been seeing. Yeah, Nancy says you're breaking up, and thanks, Nancy. I do know that. So Adrian, just turn it off, and we're gonna try, because the internet is weak, so we're gonna listen the different lives, because I do know we were breaking up indeed. I can see us breaking up. So yeah, so Kelvin, just make sure that everything is okay, that it's on the right one. And let's try to ensure. All right. So I hope it's better. I hope it's better. Yeah. Good night, Nancy. Nancy De Paz. Good night, my friend. Tristan. Good night, Thompson, Keenan Flowers. Blessed good night, my friend, all those who's watching again. So what I wanted to tell you though is that we go into these relationships, some of us having expectations, but what we're seeing now is definitely a breakdown. It's a breakdown in communication, and one side is expecting, the other side is expecting something else. And we have to, okay, Keenan says the audio is a bit off. The audio is a bit off. What happened is, guys, we're trying another program. And so we're testing out another program because, it has been recommended that this is supposed to be a better program. And so it's not the usual one that we're testing, right? So just to get into it, you have OBS, but there's also a new one called Prism. And so, and then of course we have our Restream. So this one is Prism, and so we're testing this one out. So, this is supposed to be better, but I guess the kinks. So that's why there will be certain things that may be off. And so I will tell you sorry about that from the onset. It's supposed to have additional features, and so we're testing this out. At least this is the first time we're doing so. Okay? I saw recently, right? I saw recently this particular, it just happened Monday. Actually, I just saw it Monday, right? And I saw this particular story, all right? So Kelvin, I want this Breaking Belize story. And we know that, so go ahead and put that story. You can just put it to the side. But when I saw this story, I said, man, this is really, we've been seeing a lot of, killings, men killing their other half. Short to the side. We see a lot of men killing women now, they're doing the same thing. We see a lot of real, violence in relationship, and of course they're playing out. We see them, videos of them, they're shared through, let's say, WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger. It's really violent now. And this one that I saw Monday, right? It came through the news. And this person, and so the photo, I'm waiting on the photo, I'm not sure if the photo is there. Okay, again, there's a delay. I saw this person literally hurting himself, threatening to do something and carrying it out, okay? Now, this is definitely a case of a toxic relationship. We see someone who doesn't want to come out of a relationship while the other person wants to come out of the relationship. See, there it is, man charged for burning his common-law wife's vehicle after she kicked him out of her house. Now, it's sad because he has gotten injured, so it's a sad situation. We don't know all that has happened, but we do know that now this man is injured. He injured his own self, and this woman has her assets, some of her assets that have been destroyed. Thankfully, she, nothing is mentioned that she has gotten injured in the matter, but he does not want to come out of the relationship. She wants to come out of the relationship, and he made threats. He carried out the threats, and this is the result of it. All right. Now he went ahead and what was said was that he burnt the vehicle, right? Or he threatened to do that, but the bad part is he went ahead and he burned his common-law wife's Ford Expedition valued at $18,000. as well as 2 black LG smart TV valued at $3,295 and 4 double windows valued at $440, right? Belize dollars. All to a total, they say, of $22,235. Now that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Whether or not she will be able, I don't know how it's insured, she'll be able to get any money and, anything from that, I'm not sure. We don't know that part. But we do know that this person, they give the name, Terry Andrew Wynn, it's public, so I can say his name. He is the one who committed this, but he also sustained burns to his neck, hands, and feet. So I don't know if he threw, I guess, I don't know, and ended up it going up in him. I'm not sure. But the point is, what is said is that he had threatened to commit suicide if he had left her, and if she had left him, and she tried to stop him, and she did stop him, but then he came again and he attempted, and again she tried to do it, but this time he destroyed her property. Now, some of us will feel bad for him because we don't know the situation, if it's something that he really loves this woman and, it just, she's left for whatever reason. We won't get into that. And we don't know if he's just, it's something whereby it can destroy him, and clearly he has burns. We have a clear breakdown in society, and I'm seeing this all over. Every time on the news, even through my timeline, that's what I'm seeing. It has the toxicity of relationships is at a real, high, whereby we're seeing it. People are openly speaking out against it, and these things come in all forms. These things come in, of course, this what happened, but it also come in emotionally. I mean, I saw this young lady, I'm not going to say her name in any way, but I'll just explain the situation. And while I explain these, I'm going to discuss later on how to deal with these situations, because these things are real. All right? Now, this person, she's pregnant. She's about to have a child. It's clear she has been in a relationship with someone who doesn't want to be known that she's in a relationship with him. You understand? But she's someone who will go on Facebook and throw words to others. I guess she knows that this guy has other girls or women. So she will go on Facebook and she will throw words on other women and act as though she, well, it doesn't matter because she has the prize. She's going to have his baby. I don't know how that's a prize, because what she's going to end up with, and it's clear from her post, is that she's going to end up being a single mother with another child. She already has kids. She's going to end up being a single mother. She's already single because that person doesn't even want her to inform that she's with him. You know what I'm saying? Even when she tags him, he will untag eventually. So this is the type of relationship. But these women, and I'll say these women because I've seen a number of women doing this, they feel that they can keep a person, I won't say trap, but in some cases this trap a man by having a child. You can't trap a man by having a child these days. This isn't back in the days, Green Days by the River, if you ever read it, where if you have a child and the mother or the father, of that girl will make sure that you marry that child. This isn't that day anymore. You have a child and you're pregnant, and you get pregnant for someone. That person has a right to say whether or not he will stay with you. You understand? Especially if that person is over 18, which in this case he's over 18. Both of them are over 18. So, but what will she what is she left with? Going on Facebook, throwing words, you understand, about, you can't keep a man and, all kinds of things. It's a sad situation. It's a very sad situation. You see? I mean, these things, some of these things pass through my timeline. Sometimes people send me these things, you see, because I do have people who will send me, I have friends who will send me links to certain posts that they feel, I should know about. All right? And I get a lot of that. I get a lot of posts that people send to me that they feel I should know about, or I should comment on, or I should discuss. And this is one of them. All right? Because I don't go on people's timeline. I'm too busy for that. Okay? Good night, Eone, Ordonis. Good night, good night. So I watch this, and I see this poor young lady already have kids. I don't know where the baby daddies are. All right? But now this young lady will have another child, and all she's left with are her posts, blasting and throwing words on other females, okay? And the guy, this child isn't even born, but this guy has already ghosted her. It's a sad state. Has already ghosted her, and this child hasn't even been born. You see? This is what we're doing, and what? What will happen? There's a cycle. She's a young person. She's a young person with kids already. And no, she's not rich, far from being rich. Very far. No, she's not well educated, far from being well educated. Far, extremely far. You understand? So what will become of her? What will become of her with kids, no man to take care of her? What? See, and then the kids are the ones who will suffer. Not only her, she will suffer. The guy won't suffer, he's already gone. Inboxing other females. Inboxing other females and already going to see the other prey. All right? Going to see the other victim. But this young lady, and I feel sorry for her. Again, I'm not going to call any names. But this poor young lady is the one who will suffer. And there's no amount of little gifts that people can give. A little box of Pampers to her. You understand? Trust me, you will receive a box of Pampers one time from somebody. After that, you're on your own. You're on your own. So, you saw the writing on the wall even before you got pregnant. And I have to say, because this is the case. This person saw the writing on the wall that that the person she thought she was going out with was already ghosting her even before she got pregnant. Even before she got pregnant, she saw that. She saw that. She saw it. So, but she still went ahead with the relationship, understanding fully well this person, this person may comment, just like he comments on so many other females' posts. But you can't tag him into anything because he'll untag himself. And she saw this and still went into this relationship, now has a child on the way, and is a poor person, uneducated person. What will happen to her? Her kids will suffer, she will suffer. And we have been seeing a lot of females wanting to commit suicide and actually committing suicide. That's the sad part, committing suicide. Just like this man. It's clear that this man, he looks like he has a hard life. Look at his hands, the photo. Look at the hands of this man. If I don't think we can zoom in, I'm not sure, but you look at this man's hand, you can see he has a hard life. You can see his face. He has had a hard life. This is a very hard. I don't know if he works hard, but this is a blue collar worker who obviously, and nothing wrong with blue collar work. I'm just saying, just looking at him, you can see this man has a hard life. This isn't a little person who has life easy. But what? it's a relationship that you get into. It's a relationship that you get into. You have to see whether or not that person is even your match. Uneven yoke. The Bible speaks about uneven yoke. And I'm not going to say who is in the right or wrong in that scenario, because I don't know the background. But I'm just telling you, uneven yoke. This is something real. We have to be able to look at things and understand that we are not going to, let me see. Yeah, we are not going to further ourselves with an individual who does not want to be in a relationship. All right? I have looked at certain relationships. I have been in certain relationships. And I must say that over the years, you can see when certain relationships are toxic. And I have come to the level where, and as you grow older, you know that there are certain things you will not tolerate. You are not going to tolerate certain things. And I guess from a young age, I understood that I wasn't going to tolerate certain things. I just wasn't. I just wasn't. At this young lady's age, I knew I wasn't going to tolerate it. You understand? She's at her age, I'm telling you, I wasn't going to tolerate stuff. But she's different. Her circumstance is different. You understand? She's different. Maybe she wants a baby daddy. Poor thing. She wants somebody who can help her. You understand? And, living a hard life, and I've been a female and a single mother, and the baby daddies don't help you, I'm sure it's tough. It's very tough. So she's in a situation where she needs help. That's what that's pretty much what she's looking for. She's looking for help. I'm not saying she's not looking for love, but I'm also saying she's looking for help. And she knows that by getting a man, she probably could get help. But this man does not want to be in this relationship. And so now she's with another child. So I want us to go and look at certain... Kelvin, go ahead with the photo, please. And I want you to put it so that I can also speak on it. All right? I want to speak on it. Okay? So hopefully you guys can see what it is that is there. And so go ahead. All right. As soon as I can go ahead and see that, I want to be able to see it. All right? So one thing I try to do is make sure. All right, let me see if I can see that. Let me see. I'm not seeing it as yet. Okay. All right, so hold on, guys. It's going a little bit slow, so I just, I have a guest. So as soon as I see that, I'm going to start speaking on it. I have someone who messaged me, just keeps the cycle of poverty going. True but sad. That's right, Elvis. You are so correct. That's what that is causing. That's what that is causing. And again, apologies to those watching on YouTube. I don't normally read your comments, but thank you for watching on there. So healthy relationships, unhealthy relationships. Compliment. All right, compliment. Something simple as compliment. We'll look at the positives, we're going to look at the red flag, because the quicker you can look and you can see what is unhealthy, the better you can determine if you should be in that relationship. Listen good. The quicker you can see these unhealthy signs, relationship signs, in a relationship, the quicker you can decipher, you can contemplate whether or not you ought to be in that relationship. Don't wait. All right? A guy might be the most handsome guy in the world. All right? What do people say? Tall, dark, and handsome? He can be all that. Or if you like whatever, I mean, it doesn't have to be tall. You can, some women like short guys, like Norma, it doesn't matter. People don't care. People like fat guys, people like wrong guys, people like skinny guys. Everybody have their own. So handsome is in the eyes of the beholder, all right? Tall for a little 4'2" woman might mean a 5' person. Tall for a woman who is 5'9" might be 6 foot plus. You see, so it's relative. So we won't go there. But what we're gonna go now is with what we should be looking at. So one, if you see someone in a relationship that all they do is criticize you, everything you do criticize you. You put on a dress, oh, that doesn't look good on you. Why are you putting on that dress? I mean, especially if it's not a dress that's showing all of your body. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that dress doesn't. Oh, look at that belly. You need to lose weight. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't lose weight. That's not what I'm saying. But if that's all they're gonna look at versus saying, all right, hey, you look real good in that. You look real good in that dress. You look real good in that dress. You know. But still, at the same time, some other times say, you know what? Why don't we start walking? I'm not even gonna say running. I love to run, but babe, why don't we start walking? All right. Compliment something on that person, and you hear me. I'm a woman, so I'm throwing it out. And mainly saying, for what a man should do, but also a woman can do this. Okay? Now, compliment. You may think, maybe even in your mind, you may think, he needs to lose some weight, that belly is really getting pointed. That belly is really, really banging. But as much as you want to say that, wouldn't it be nicer if you said something positive, like, babe, I really like that color on you, or that you really look good in that clothes, or, I really compliment something. Man, I really love that hairdo. Or, man, your smile, it doesn't matter what you wear, that smile always, takes my breath away. Compliment. What's so difficult with complimenting? And if you still want your other half to be healthy and lose some weight, try to find some way. Just say, babes, I want to start walking. Work with that person. Work with that person and say, why don't we start walking? We got the Marion Jones Stadium. We don't even have to go to the Marion Jones Stadium. Let's say wherever you live. Hey, babe, why don't we start walking? I really want to feel healthy. Say I really want to feel healthy. Don't throw it on her. You don't know what she may be battling. You don't know what she may be battling. And a lot of women and men, because I've been watching a lot of shows, and people, both male and female, are struggling with self-esteem issues. Why do you feel that most of the females' photos are filled with filters? Try and go and see if you see women's real photos. It's going to be tough. It's tough. As a matter of fact, you'll see a lot of women and men, it's not just women, you see them, all right? And let's say they may be, whatever age, in their 50s, but when you see their photos, they look like they're in their 20s. They look like they're in their, a friend of mine and we were talking today, and we were looking at the photos of someone. And this person showed me the photo, right? And I was like, okay. And then he showed me this other photo. And I was saying, oh, okay, that's his daughter. That's her daughter. And he was like, no, that's not her daughter. I said, okay, that's not her daughter. Who is she? That's the same person. I'm like, no, that's her daughter. That's her daughter. He said, no, that's filter. I said, but that's some heavy filter. That's some heavy filter. Because this person, self-esteem issues, I have to say, it's some heavy filter. And I've seen some people, Even some of my Belizean Americans that are abroad, the only photos I see passing through my timeline, some of them, especially I'm talking about the females mainly, it's the females, looks nothing like them. It looks nothing. The photos look nothing like them. It's like plastic. It's like fake, you know? And some of the females, I am not throwing any shade here, but you know, let's say they're very dark, and when you see their photos, they're like the color of this. They're the color of here, but they may be extremely dark. You understand? Extremely dark. But when they put on filters and when they put that tint or whatever they do to that photo, they're the color of me. They're the color of me. They look nothing like themselves. You see, and we see so much of that. But what? Their other half, if they do have, need to start reassuring, helping their other half to reassure them, you know what? You look good with your wrinkles, because we will all age. Every single one of us will age. With your wrinkles, with your gray hair, with your blemish, with your whatever shape, wrong shape, whatever it is. You look beautiful. It's what is inside. And I know that sounds difficult sometimes because, yeah, I know that the physical appearance does play a role. But you know what? That is important. Because if that person, if you or that person ever get in an accident and you have your face messed up, wouldn't you want that person to still be with you? Wouldn't you want that? I know I would. I know I would. And that's why you have to love the person's soul. You have to love their soul, their spirit. You have to love who they are, even if they don't look their best. Because everybody will get old. Now, Keenan Flowers says, my honest opinion for this topic on relationships is, if we want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change to avoid the anger and toxicity in relationships and others. Humility is the key in all situations. I agree, Keenan. I agree. You see? And we have to put ourselves in others' shoes, empathize with people. So let me go on. Hold grudges. Now, I could speak more on the criticize, especially understanding that it does break down people's self-esteem. It even causes people to commit suicide. That's how bad it has become. Hurt themselves, you know. Hold grudges. Why do we need to hold grudges? Don't hold that grudge. You have to forgive. You have the saying, forgive but don't forget. And some people say you should still forget. I personally feel you should forgive. You need to forgive. Because you're forgiving that person, but also you're freeing up your own self. That's what I've done. I free up myself, I'm fine. It helps me. It frees up my mind. I can think about other things. Doesn't mean I won't forget what has happened, especially if it was hurtful. It doesn't mean that you won't forget. But even that, move on. But just, you know that person may be that type of a person. Don't get into another relationship with that person if that's the case. You understand? You have to love yourself. You have to look at yourself and you have to make a choice. Now, the other one, resent partner. All right? You can't be, and this goes hand in hand, you can't be resenting your partner. There are certain things that will happen, but you can't be resenting your partner. Thank you very much, Claudette Simmons. Thank you very much. Now, disrespect. All right? The resent partner, that's a given. You know you have to appreciate your partner. You cannot go through not showing appreciation. If they've done anything that hurts you or you don't appreciate it, you have to move on. You have to, again, forgive. You have to look at things that you will be appreciative of. Disrespect. No, this is key. This is key. This is a tough one. All right? This is a tough one because we are living in a world whereby disrespect is like, that's just how it is. That's the name of the game. People disrespect each other in all manner. It's like normal. That's how it feels now. Even how we speak to each other, it's normal. The disrespect is just, it's at a level whereby we see it even on social media. People disrespect each other, disrespect. So what do you think will happen in relationships? But that doesn't mean that we should allow it. Our relationship should be our safe haven. Our relationship is where we should appreciate each other, respect each other. No, if you don't respect each other, if you don't respect the other person the person that you're going out with, don't get into a relationship with that person. If that's not the person that you want, all right? And I'm going to start out with why you may not respect someone. If, for example, you're looking for a person who makes whatever, let's say a 6-figure per year, and that person does not make that, there's a strong possibility you won't respect that person, so don't even bother getting into that relationship. If you're looking for somebody, let's say, with a certain size, let's say you want that person to be muscular or slim, and that person is round, all right, obese, let's say even morbidly obese, don't get into that relationship. You won't respect that person. You will criticize that person. You will disrespect that person, and that won't be the best. So don't do it. All right? Again, you have to, going into that relationship, you have to already know that that is not the relationship for you. Again, we have to be able, let me make sure that I'm watching this. All right. Now, the other one is demand and compromise. That's a tough one, people. That's a tough one, compromising. I've had to compromise so many times, and even how somebody looks, because a lot of this work into each other. You know, you want that person to be healthy. That person still needs to eat, right? So you got to compromise. You still want that person to not be a pain in the rear and oh, I can't eat that, and enjoy a meal with you. But you have to compromise that, hey, that person's metabolism is not working as fast as it used to be when that person is younger. So there has to be a compromise. You see, there can be compromise in many different areas. We look at, what is the other one? All right, encourage. You have to be able to encourage instead of insult. You have to trust instead of having distrust. Distrust is a big thing, and this is why we have a lot of people killing each other and going to kill someone. That is the reason why. It's a matter of distrust. People don't trust their other half, their significant other, and it's causing a lot of domestic abuse, murderation, a lot of homicides. Compete. No, instead of compete with your other half. No, I'm not saying healthy competition isn't good. But for example, I was in a relationship. This person at the time I had my master's degree. He had his bachelor's degree. This person was older than me. Every single time, people would always be complimenting me. Oh, you're so intelligent. Oh, you're so smart. Whatever, and they'll say why, right? And every time, the people, because we would, let's say we go out or we meet up with friends or colleagues, whenever I would be complimented by this person's friends, co-workers, colleagues, in front of him, he would get very upset, extremely upset. So what did I have to do? Or I felt the need to do just to try and maintain the relationship. And I did it for a little while. I literally had to move any discussion about me and any positive things they were saying about me. And I would have to move the conversation over to him and try to big him up, try to big him up, try to compliment him so that he didn't feel jealous. All right? He was always competing, so he didn't feel jealous. Now here's this person, he was older than me, should have supported me, should have felt good that they were complimenting me. But no, not him. You see? So that's how certain people, and of course I helped him. I helped pay for him to do his master's degree, just so that we could have a relationship that, you know, that he could feel at least somewhat, you know, okay about, you know, or in his view, at my level. But that was sad. That was something sad. Exactly, Nancy DePaz agree, self-love. Now, let me just go over two other things. Hold secrets. Hold secrets. We need to communicate. Now, when you see people now with their social media accounts, not everybody wants you to be able to go into their accounts. And even that, I mean, the respect, it's going to be a tough one with that one. You see? Now, if you don't have anything to hide, no problem, you can have it open. Your other half can know your password. But holding secrets is a big deal. And I can tell you, I have lost, you know, I lost my relationship due to that, because the person was cheating right through Facebook. You see, the person who he was cheating with, it was right through Facebook. They were messaging each other. So, social media, I can see why holding secrets, having social media accounts, not being able to access that can definitely spell trouble. So that's a given. I can see why people would have an issue with that. But you have to be able to communicate. Communicate. Not everybody knows how to communicate. I always say, if you can't speak, you can't communicate, you can't discuss issues, you can't discuss what someone likes or don't like, that will be a big problem. And blame. No room for blaming each other. When something goes wrong, try to say, hey, listen, these things happen. You have to move on. Let's move on. And that's how I've tried to do. I've tried to do it. You understand? I'm not saying I don't always do it. Sometimes you will get upset and it's going to be difficult. But you got to be able to do this. Now, I spoke all of these things, and we have to validate. We have to validate people. I just spoke about it. You are at a point where you have to be in a relationship that if you have kids, you can't be holding a grudge of your former spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend. And if you have kids, taking it out on that person by withholding that child. You understand? I know of a situation right now whereby this person is withholding, you know, this young child being able to see his father. And I find that very worrisome. Because at a young age, a little boy needs his father. He needs his father. I told you I read this book, Bringing Up Boys by Dr. Dobson. And he's an expert in these things, and he tells you a boy especially needs to be around his father from the age of 3-4 years old. Has to be. That's a very key time. You don't want your son to be gay. I'll throw that right out there. Nobody wants your son to be gay or their daughter to be gay. There's some persons who think that's okay, but to a large extent, most of us do not want our kid to be gay. Having a boy being able to see how a man acts, and hopefully that man acts good, is something that needs to be nurtured. So what does this woman want? Okay? What does she want? Does she want to know that, you know what? It's okay that this child does not have a father around him? That's not good. I have a son. I may not be with the father, but I make sure from the onset, even when we got divorced, he had to be around his son. And I always tell you, even though I have full 100% custody granted to me in the divorce decree, legally I have 100% custody. But you would never know, because I make sure that whenever he wants to see his son, he sees his son. And I nurture that. I make sure that happens. I make sure that happens. And he wants that. And I'm happy about that. I'm not immature. I'm not going to hold any resentment. Our relationship didn't work out. I'm not going to hold any grudge. Nope. Not going to do it. You have to forgive and you have to move on. And you have to do what is right for the child. Now this person, this young lady who's holding out from having this father see his son, being able to share anything with his son, I think she's doing it for whatever reason, but that's not helping the child. That child needs his father. Whatever you guys have and it's not working out with you, that's between you two. It should not come between the relationship with the father and the son. That boy is going to later on end up resenting her. She doesn't know it yet. But he is already of an age that he's seen that his mother does not want him to see this man, his father, who he loves, who he absolutely loves. His mother doesn't want him to see. Of course, he has to listen to his mother because he's a child. So you see how these things can affect a relationship, how this toxic relationship can go further, and it can delve right into the relationship with those around you. And we need to call these things out. We need to call these things out. One may be richer than the other, and clearly that person is richer than the father, or have more links, probably. I guess she feels she has more links. I'm not sure because of her name or what family she comes from. But you see, that is not helping the child. That's not going to help the child. I'm discussing these things. Why? Because it is really affecting Belize, and it's affecting the world. And I have honestly had an issue with the level of, and I think all of us should have an issue with the level of single mothers, single fathers, but mainly single mothers out there. Relationships are not working. It's not working. You can rarely see a man and a woman together for over, let's say, 40 years. It's rare. Those people are dying out, and so we're not seeing that. And this generation, even my generation, you're not seeing that. You definitely are not seeing that. Most relationships, and even if they're staying with each other, there's things happening behind the scenes. A lot of cheating, a lot of domestic abuse. That's what's happening. Some women do not want to speak out, but it is happening. But we have to be able to see the red flags. And even though it might be difficult to see and difficult to watch the person you love go away, come out of our lives, we have to do that, and it's called self-love. Nancy DePaul said self-love. That's what we have to do. You see? We have to be able to look at the situation and know what's best for us. Now, I don't want to go way further into this but suffice to tell you that if you see your friend, if you see your daughter, your granddaughter, your brother, your sister in such a relationship, I know a lot of us will say, just leave them because next thing you know, they'll be right back with each other. And you may be right. I've seen that happen. However, at least speak with them. They can't say that you haven't spoken with them. Help them. Help them. If it means just randomly, or at least make it seem randomly, and just share a story with them, an article. Doesn't have to be a long article. Maybe they don't like to read, so share them a little one-page article. Share them a photo. Share them something that will help them. Share them a little short video to show something that helps. Share them something that will show them that what they're in is toxic. But you got to do it. We have to do this, because the next thing what will happen, you will see that people, good night Gregory Morrison, all the way from Los Angeles, good night, good night. We have to be able to be our brother and our sister's keepers. So we have to know that getting into these relationships, we also need to look out for these warning signs that I spoke of earlier. Look at it. Look at these warning signs. See whether or not you can deal with it. You saw the video initially with this particular guy. You saw that video. You fully well saw that video. If there's not going to be any communication, if this person will not be speaking, and you value conversation, you value communication, you value intelligence, then you know that will not be the relationship for you. Don't wait, get into it, and then feel that you can't get out. Oh, I don't want to get out of this relationship because I don't want to seem as though I'm moving on quickly. No, man, don't get into it. That doesn't mean you don't date the person. You know, you can date the person 2-3 times and you see the writing on the wall. It's only a date. Move on. Move on. Don't wait and get into it and start sleeping with this person, and next thing you know, you become pregnant. Like this young lady I told you about, again, I feel sorry for her. I absolutely feel sorry for her. Because I know the person that, you know, that's doing this to her. All right? And, you know, I feel sorry for her. I feel very sorry for her. And it's just going to be another child living up, you know, without a parent. Because this guy isn't someone who, to me, will be anybody who will want to be in the life of that child. You know, some men want to be in the life of their child. Not this one. This one, that will be a tough one. That will be a tough one. So we need to be able to help open the eyes of these individuals. Now some of you may be sitting on your sofa and watching this show and thinking about somebody who's right around you. Whether or not that person is watching this show, it's up to you. It's up to you to go ahead and literally, if it's right after the show, because I'm going to end in a couple minutes, or tomorrow, start looking at what it is, even by sharing this particular show, so that people can see it. Because you may be saving a life. We are watching too many people, like this man who tried to kill himself. This is a man. Now I know of women, right? And I have videos of women who have killed themselves. So I don't want to show that. And the only reason I'm showing this is because he has on a mask. So I didn't want to show his face, but he has on a mask. That's why I showed his photo. You can't see who it is. Who knows who it is? Well, that's fine. And that's why I showed this photo. I have so many other videos. I have so many videos and photos, but I didn't want to show anybody's photo. It could conjure up difficult, grief. With that said, I told you I'm discussing some of these because I want to get into the economic aspect. As a matter of fact, I wanted to already start to discuss about, we have certain suppliers, again, who have not been living up to the name of their colleagues in the industry, whether or not they're electrician, whether or not they're, auto mechanics, they're the worst. And so I told you I want to do a show on that. I have somebody who will be discussing very soon, and we're going to discuss what we should look for in terms of, getting, honorable persons to do services for us. All right? I'm grappling with a mechanic right now who, man, I tell you, it's over and over. This guy Castillo, over and over. My gosh, it's like every time I had to deal with this person from May. He was to have finished fixing my vehicle. He said June he would fix my vehicle. And every time, oh, the vehicle is finished, this vehicle is finished, and only to find out the vehicle wasn't finished. Oh, he has to buy a part. Now this guy would say, Louis, when will I get my vehicle? Now, I am telling you, I've tried, but I want to have a show on this because people need to know what service providers should be doing, what they should be doing, how we can deal with these service, in this case, a mechanic. He's a mechanic. And really opening the minds of others so that they know that, hey, look out for this person has done this person sold the transmission from this other person's vehicle, or this person will lie and say that he bought all these things, you understand? So good night, Yolanda Mackenzie, good night. And we need to be our brother and our sister's keepers, all right? I had told you, of other individuals, but we have to be able to watch it. So I do want to, Michael Bonner, I told you, is up to now, the AC, he has not come to fix this AC. And so this is a person who's supposed to call himself an electrician, but didn't know what to do, charged the money, but did not get the work done, and refuses to come back to do it. And so these people is what will hurt other people in the industry. I don't have any faith in these people now. So whoever, there may be a good mechanic coming along, there may be a good electrician, a good AC technician. It's gonna be difficult, and the what you call it, the business bureau that should be protecting us, the consumer protection, is weak. And so we will have to help our own selves. But I don't want to get further into that. Just suffice to say that there is a show. I do have somebody who wants to come on and have us discuss that, and that's why I haven't had a full show on that. And I have certain shows lined up, but I wanted to do this one because I just felt the need to discuss toxic relationship. I want to move on to more economic issues moving further. This is a social relationship issue that I think this will last for a long while, and we're going to move more into business and economics and the bread and butter issues. All right, so we're going to start that for the next show. So with that said, I want to thank Ben Ruiz and Michael Salazar from Maximum Radio and Television. Nancy DePaul said would have to sleep on the veranda. Yes, Nancy, and I want to thank Kelvin LeBron Moya Flowers. He's at the master control, and I want to thank Adrian. I want to thank Adrian for also, I think I sometimes I don't know if people it's okay with me saying their names, so sometimes, but Adrian Jacobs, I want to thank you for also, he's also in studio, he's assisting with the show. And just tell you, thank you all our viewers. We're going to have an awesome show next week. Same place, same time, right here in studio live. With that said, thank you, Kelvin. Again, this show is brought to you through the courtesy of Sea Belize Vacation Rentals, located at 5 miles Philip Golson Highway. Give us a call at 501-615-4465, 67 or 85. We're also we have our website, which is www.seabelizevacation.com. That's C-S-E-E, belizevacation.com. We're on Facebook. Of course, we're also on the YouTube. We have our YouTube channel, so you can view the different video listings. So have a wonderful and blessed weekend. And again, look out for those who might be in a toxic relationship so that you don't hear that person was killed that person was cheated on, that person had a mental breakdown, a person wants to, just give up. Before that happens, try to do the part. Have a wonderful and blessed day. God bless you. Go ahead.
Looking for the ultimate sea view getaway? Then Sea Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours, located at 5 miles Philip Boson Highway near the Halover Bridge, is your perfect sea view getaway. Come relax in one of our beautiful air-conditioned sea view apartment, studios, sea view rooms, or suites, all with flat screen television, hot and cold bath, and unlimited access to our spacious and refreshing 40 by 16 foot pool with 6 to 4 feet depth, so you can enjoy that fun and refreshing dive or dip in the pool. We sell ice cold drinks, so you can relax and unwind on our overwater or poolside decks. Contact us at 501-615-4485, 65 or 67.